in 2002 and 2003 for 8 months. You worked on Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Those were shot at the same time, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha,
continuous.
gotcha.
We shot it as if it was one movie. We went into it thinking it was one movie.
What was it like putting that together? Like, because the scale of that was so huge. It's essentially a 4 hour film with a huge cast, and I read that I saw in an interview both you and Quentin Tarantino described it as a difficult shoot. So I was wondering, was it obvious that this was another level when you were working on it?
Well, yeah, first, the first tip off was, just the cast, obviously. And then it was the first time we were working with Bob Richardson, who I think was Oscar Richardson only the second at the time. He had only won 2 Oscars maybe at that time. So, Andre Sekula was great, and Guillermo Navarro went on to win his own Oscar anyway. He was great too. But now we got Bob Diablo Blanco Richardson. The people who have worked with him, I hope affectionately, because I say it affectionately, because Bob is one of my favorite people on the planet. But the White Devil, and that was going to raise the bar right there, because we are now dealing with an uncompromising cameraman, an uncompromising director, and we're in 4 countries with many different languages, many different stars from many different cultures, and it was a challenge, and it was exciting. It was exciting, and it was a marathon too, because we shot it for 154 days.
Yeah, that's wild.
What was the most challenging part, would you say?
Just getting our feet on the ground, really, I would say was the most challenging thing. Just figuring out how we were going to do it. I notice you guys like the story, so I'll share another one with you. When I was from the early days of Kill Bill, I put together, I normally put together my first schedule. I'll just put together as I think, what would be great, as it should be. I don't worry about how many days it is. I just put it together as it should be. And I put one together for Kill Bill. I think I had it at 125 days, if I remember correctly, 125, 130 days. And I brought it to the line producer and the producer, and I was nearly fired right there. What are you kidding? No, you go back, make it. Did you show this to Quentin? I'm like, no. I'm just, this is what I think. This is just my, I just wanted to run it past you guys. And no. Go back, make it 98 days. Go back and make a 98-day schedule. I'm like, okay. So I went back, I squeezed it into the 98 days, did this, did that, the other thing. And I brought it back, and they're like, okay, now you can show Quentin. I'm like, okay. So I walk across the office, and when I first showed up on my office, because Quentin writes the title pages. Mm-hmm. And so there was the big in red and Kill Bill, and on my door was Kill Bill Clark. It was on this script page sign. I'm like, oh God, this is. And they tried as hard as they could. And so I walk across the office, I bring it to Quentin, I bring the 98-day schedule to Quentin, and he takes the schedule, and okay. Oh, I like starting out with the Japanese boss. I like that. That was the first thing. We Lucy Lou, she cuts off the guy's head, Boss Tanaka. I like that. I like starting with that. That's a good idea. That's 2 days. Good for that. Then we go right into the House of Blue Leaves. All right. Yeah, the first week looks great. Yeah, first week looks great. Love it. Okay, well, that's the first 5 days. What about the other 92? Any thoughts on those? No, I've never really done a movie like this. I don't really have any thoughts. But the first week is great. I love the first week.
Okay.
All right, good. I like
We're compartmentalizing here.
Yeah.
And so really the toughest part, especially for a guy like me who's, has to be, is in charge of the schedule, I'm not sleeping at night. because we had to, once we get into the House of Blue Leaves, figure out how we're going to achieve it. And, on normal movies, you try to, in most movies, you try to say, okay, we're going to have a shot that goes this way. So we'll continue shooting this way. We'll turn around and then we'll go this way. We very quickly, within the first day or two, realized that that was just going to confuse and frustrate, Quentin more than anybody, but really everybody. How can you do this fight? We shooting directly, so we had to. He wanted Hong Kong style anyway, and so Bob adjusted. We just went into straight Hong Kong style top light. Keep it on the bottom, keep the bounce on the floor, and we just kept moving. We would turn around different. We would turn around 10 times in a day if we had to, whatever it was. And we were getting 30, 35 shots a day on that movie. But look at the amount of shots in that fight.
Yeah.
A lot of shots in that fight.
Yeah.
And so that fight took a lot of chunk of China. And that was really just understanding that this was going to have to be our process, and me being able to keep my job was were the most challenging parts of that process. But Quentin supported me from immediately. I was getting heat, and Quentin just kind of sat down with me. He's like, "Look, I know you're getting shit on all the time. I know people are blaming you for this. I think you're doing a great job, and you answer to me, and I answer to Harvey Weinstein, and that's it. So you keep doing your job with these people, but I've got your back." And that helped me sleep at night. It didn't make it any easier, but I was able to get a little bit more rest at night. And but it was hard.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.